to the 4.5-a-side podcast. I'm Fergus Smith, and I'm joined by Craig Gregor.
Hello.
Billy Kirkpatrick.
Good evening.
Ross Dewar.
Buzzing to be here.
And our half-member, Matthew Thompson.
Evening. Lovely. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for having the rest of us partially on your screen. Hopefully he gets all the way through this. To avoid maybe any internet issues, we're going to just jump straight into the weekend's games, and we're going to head to sunny seaside town of Ayr, where we all reside, and talk about Ayr 0, Inverness 2. Craig, it's just a dreadful time to be an Ayr fan, isn't it?
It's not looking good. It's not the pitch is awful. The team's not playing well. It's not a good time. Hopefully, we can get out of this. But if not, then we have to pray for League 1, League 2 cancellations so we don't go down.
Well,
it's just, I don't know, it's stagnated a bit. Ayr stagnated a bit. Like, they've seen, obviously, their manager left them, like, at quite an awkward time, I felt. It was quite a weird time for him to leave. Just as you thought they're actually building a good sort of head of steam, and you're looking at Ayr and you're thinking, oh, they could actually be on to maybe pushing for promotion at some point, and then he decides that he's a wee rat and he's going to run away to Partick, who were getting relegated. And
still got relegated, so good on you, rat.
And still got relegated, and are now sitting there wondering what's actually happening to them. But yeah, it just seems like it's a point of Ayr need to come out of this, the other side of this sort of stagnation, healthier.
The only team Ayr has beaten this year has been Alloa.
Hey, they're a good team. God, really.
Ayer's previous win in the league was also to Alloa.
I mean, it's
can we play them every week?
It's still an extremely tight league, though.
It is.
Ayr still have the chance to make a promotion place as well as also make a relegation place.
I know.
So, if they can turn their form around and get rid of Mark Kerr, then who knows?
The one thing I say is whenever I watch Ayr and it's windy, we always struggle. For a team that plays by the sea where you're going to get wind, we cannot play with the wind.
Yeah, it is bizarre because, like, where the west coast of Scotland, it is quite regularly windy to play football and quite regularly wet and windy as well. And it was wet and windy at the weekend, and they just didn't seem to play very well at all.
Playing with the wind in the first half, you're expecting to hit shots like from distance, just try and trouble the goalie, just in case it might bounce on the surface or it might take a dodgy blow with the wind, and but we just never really. I think we had one shot from distance in the first half.
Yeah, it's a strange one, and it sort of ended up being capped off in the half-hour mark, sort of by some terrible defending.
Before that, though, the Ayr did have... Well, both teams actually had the ball in it before that. Inverness had the ball in the net first, which was correctly ruled out for offside. And then Ayr had the ball in the net, which I'm not convinced should have been ruled out.
Why was it ruled out? I couldn't figure out why it was ruled out from watching the highlights. Does anyone have any clarification on why?
I'm sorry, this is the cleanest as day push you'll ever see.
I was about to say, he shoves the guy to the floor.
I think the guy's gone down. The guy's gone down like a sack of eyes.
I'm not going to lie. See, from just watching the highlights very briefly, I didn't really see much, and was very confused as to what actually the ref blew his whistle for.
I think as well the player knows it's a foul because as he's running back, he's joking and sharing a laugh with the referee, which suggests that
no one shares a laugh with the referee.
He's saying to the referee, "Why was that disallowed? You big Kelly man."
I think
he
said that. But no, it's a clear push. I think if you're defending that and that goes in against you, you're absolutely raging.
Well, it was a push.
let's just we'll take that with a pinch of salt because we know Billy is a massive Kelly fan. So
It is. He hates the air, so does our Billy.
I do.
Yeah. I thought the first Inverness goal was bad enough defending. The second Inverness goal, both the centre halves both scream and put their hands up asking for offside or handball or something, and just completely forget that actually they need to play to the whistle, and the guy just takes the ball in his chest, turns around and puts it in the back of the net because they're too busy whining about how he might be offside or might have handballed it or whatever.
Yeah, it's just dreadful defending.
He's never played to the whistle in the slightest. He just had their hands up as Inverness played.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't even care about the fact that the game was still going on. They're just like that, like their hands up, screaming for it. And that's not how the game of football works.
I think it's time. I think it's time to make a change managerially for Ayr. I think the squad is good enough to be pushing for promotion places, but clearly there's a tactical element that's lacking. Because
who would you bring in?
That's not a decision for me to make. That's a
Neil
decision
Lennon.
Well,
Neil Francis Lennon.
apparently there's a rumour that a championship club is talking to Stuart McCall. I don't think many championship clubs can afford Stuart McCall. Not that he's a big name, but I presume he would be looking for a decent bit of money. I presume down south he'd probably get paid a decent amount. But where would I take him? Probably. What
What was his last job?
Bradford, I believe.
Bradford, who are Gash. Or am I not allowed to say that?
They're on a bad run of form as Bradford. But I think the Ayr's main problem is, the big decision right now for Ayr is, does the new chairman have the balls to come in a month into the job and sack the manager? He needs to. That's a make or break thing for him in his new role.
Well, the run of form suggests yes. 1 win in 9. It's not looking good. For a team that at the start of the season were actually fairly defensively organised, it just seems to have completely capitulated.
Well, I think we still do have the second best clean sheets in the league, which just shows how bad the rest of the league are. Our goalkeeper also has the most saves in the league, which probably shows how bad our defence is.
I hate to tell you, Craig, but you're wrong. that is not true.
What?
You're
With it would go. Inverness have conceded the least.
I didn't say conceded the least.
You said second least.
I had second least clean sheets. Second most clean sheets.
second most clean sheets. I thought conceding the second least.
You're joint with
no.
with three other teams making you joint.
Okay.
Joint.
To go back to your point about Stuart McCall, in his last job, he was there from February to December. Managed 29 games and only won 7. That's a 24% win percentage.
But that's good. I'll take it.
His managerial career win percentage is 38%.
To be fair, he's never been in a job where he's had a team that's been a front runner. So he's kind of.
What are you talking about? That Rangers team was in blistering form.
That Rangers team would struggle to beat the current Celtic team.
Yeah, that Rangers team were a front runner, but in the league, were they not in the championship?
In the league they were a front runner. Yeah.
He didn't do very well with them.
No, he did not do very well with them.
He did a reasonably good job as Strachan's assistant within the Scotland setup, to be fair.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I don't know if the rumour's very true at all, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I still don't think Ayr can afford him.
No,
like
but not just Ayr. I don't think many
the one
championship
team,
clubs would go for him.
Dundee are possibly maybe looking for a new manager, saying they're not playing the best right now. But
What are you talking about? They're in class form. They've not played a game in months until the weekend there.
I was near Inverness.
That's true. But maybe it's all the rest that Inverness have got is made them nice and fresh.
That's true.
And able to go and scud Ayr.
Well, Ayr and Dundee they will be playing each other tomorrow, so we'll see how that one goes then.
Yep, it will be.
Two teams with.
Dundee obviously losing 3-2 to Queen of the South, nonetheless. The other game, Dunfermline 2, Alloa 1. This one helps Ayr's challenge for not getting relegated a bit, doesn't it? With Alloa losing.
Yeah, well, that puts us 5 points clear of Alloa with a game in hand over them. The game in hand being against Dundee, so that's an easy win.
An easy win for Ayr, yeah.
Just a given 3 points.
Just give them 3 points. You know what, yeah. This game, Dunfermline Alloa, I thought was just the most championship sort of game ever, wasn't it? Or for me anyway, I thought it was.
I think it had a bit of everything, didn't it?
It just epitomised Scottish football.
Well, yeah, it kind of just shows that the sort of state that Scottish football is starting to fall into again.
I don't know if we're starting to fall into a bad state. I mean, one of the teams is competing in Europe strongly.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. Outside of, because someone had this, I seen this argument the other day, and someone was saying, but look at how we've now got 2 Champions League qualifying spots. It's like, yeah, that's not the point. That's because 2 teams have performed reasonably well over the last few seasons in Europe. Well, Celtic.
It is because 2 teams. One
because
maybe
of 2
didn't
teams
perform well this season.
But the past few seasons is what I said, and yeah, we're doing well in a sort of European stance for Scottish football, but and the national team as well are doing well. But when you actually look at the Premiership League outside like Celtic and Rangers, really, it's just the standard of football for me seems to be going down.
I don't know. I think obviously getting more money into the game's obviously benefiting. I don't think it's got any worse than it has been in previous years.
Yeah,
No, I don't think it's got worse than what it's ever been, but I think it over the last few years before sort of this season, I think it's definitely been better. And I don't know whether you can put it down to COVID or not.
I think a lot of, not even just in Scotland, a lot of teams are struggling this year because of the whole COVID situation. I mean, just look at the English league. There's so many of the big teams that are struggling.
And it's not an excuse.
Arsenal with that great.
Oh no, not just Arsenal. Tottenham are struggling. Chelsea have been struggling as well.
Liverpool are really
Liverpool
struggling. They've also had their injury issues, but yeah. Anyway, Dunfermline Alloa 1-0, 14 minutes in.
I think there's quite a few of these that happened today. This weekend. A shot from the edge of the box, deflected off the own player and in.
Was it not deflected off 2 players? It looked like, or was it just like only hit 1 player, but 2 players were going for it?
I think it was deflected off 1 player, and that was Whiten on his debut for Dunfermline after coming back from injury, getting a debut goal. Could be a crucial signing for them to push for promotion.
Could be. Grabbed a double there at the weekend, which is
They did.
quite decent for the debut. Although it is Alloa, but they did claw themselves back in just before half time. Yeah,
With yet again another deflected shot.
not just that goal was a bit of a scrambly one. Oh.
Yeah, there was a few shots in there and just was never really cleared properly, wasn't it?
That's what I meant about this game being like the most championship thing ever. Like every time, every highlight is sort of some form of scramble going on, and then it's bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. Then second half, Dunfermline got themselves back in front due to a good cross in and a good head home. Finally, not a deflected goal.
Hallelujah.
Whiting did get his second. So yeah, we'll see how he does. But after that, to be fair, Dunfermline never really had a chance. Like, it was all Alloa. They just could not get the ball in the back of the net, though.
Yeah,
Alloa actually played quite good football in the second half.
They had, you go.
really strange game. it never really felt that what you were watching was what was actually happening. It just
Yeah.
the film taking the lead and then retaking the lead and then Alloa. You felt that Alloa should have got the equaliser, but somehow just didn't. It just very, very odd game, just in jet with everything that went on. Just a very odd game.
I felt that Alloa could have got an equaliser and maybe could have actually ended up winning the game if they were luckier, I think.
Well, yeah.
The chance.
The chances only had 2 penalties turned down, which, in my opinion, both correctly turned down, but
No, I agree, yeah.
I know it's had a disallowed goal for another shove, apparently.
I think you people want to play rugby at the back post.
Well, the game's gone soft.
Well, we'll get on. I'll get on to the game's gone soft later on.
Okay.
All right then.
That's a separate point.
That's sorted.
Elsewhere in the championship, Arbroath winning 1-0 at home to Wraith, and shock of the week, Hearts drawing 1 each at home to Morton.
Wasn't too big of a shock, to be fair. Hearts are not the best
Well,
team.
I was shocked. Okay,
That's quite a shock.
that Hearts team should be beating Greenock Morton. Come on.
Greenock and Morton have Craig McGuffey.
Oh, come on.
What a player.
Yeah, what a player. Premiership, the Scottish Premiership, and Aberdeen have scored a goal.
They have. And
Congratulations.
Kelly are still on a poor run of form.
Yes. Very poor run of form. And he had a go at us. He had a go at us, but he's the one that said it. Anyway, well done to Aberdeen. Congratulations, you scored a goal in the most shite game of football that I've ever seen in my life. So we will go and we will talk about another massive game in the battle for relegation. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 3. That's a huge 3 points for St Johnstone.
I feel this is more of a battle for top 6 game than a battle for relegation game, to be honest.
Motherwell's run at the moment, they're strong contenders for trying to go down.
No one can contend with Kelly and trying to go down right now, honestly.
Ross County and Hamilton.
I don't know.
Ross County
I
are
don't know
good.
what, you talk about Ross County. Let's
Okay,
just.
I've always said it. I've always
They
said
are
it.
world
You can
beaters,
go back
to
and
be
listen to Matt in the past few podcasts.
Re-listen
All
to
he-
every podcast. That's all I talk
Anyway,
about.
we'll talk about Ross County soon and other teams soon, but let's talk about how class St Johnstone are.
Well,
They're
if you want a
quite
perfect
class.
Different. That first goal's different class. I mean, I've never seen better. But to be fair,
That's a good goal, to be
it's a
fair.
good goal. Okay, it's a good goal. To be fair, okay, I'm trying to be nice to them for
Yes.
once.
They're playing some nice stuff at the minute.
And
They're playing some better stuff.
in St Johnston's last 11 games, only 2 that they've lost have been to Celtic and Rangers.
I know they're
Shows you.
building a good wee head of steam.
I think next week they have to be the clear favourites for the cup final, given the run of form that they're in and the performances they've been putting in lately. Motherwell were poor on Saturday, but you still have to finish your chances, and St Johnstone certainly did that.
Livingston haven't really been up to much going into this cup final since they lost their streak.
Yeah, a draw, a 1-1 draw with St Mirren at the weekend.
It's back to the Motherwell game, and yeah, it was about 3-0 going on about 5 or 6-0 for St Johnstone.
There's a pumping.
Honestly, it was one of the most one-sided games I think I've seen this season.
Yeah, probably could have been more, should have been more, but I'm sure St Johnstone would have bitten your hand off for a 3-0 win away to Motherwell before the game started. So,
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've been more than happy with the result.
22 shots they had, St Johnstone.
That's probably the highest they've had all season by a mile.
Yeah,
think it's Motherwell, one shot. I had more possession, but didn't do anything with it.
If
Really,
you're not
so.
doing anything with your possession, then possession doesn't count for anything.
No, it's
You see it over the years, countless times in countless games. Teams having loads of possession, and not doing anything with it, and ending up losing the game.
Ayr had more possession against Inverness. Doesn't mean anything, though, does it?
No, because they were not very
Losers.
good. Losers, yep.
And got to say though, the second goal came from just a few chances. I don't know how the ball wasn't going to go in the net, and then eventually it was fired home. But there was like a header inside the 6-yard box that somehow managed to hit the crossbar. It was but they did well to manage to get the ball in the back of the net eventually.
Twice, or am I misremembering?
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that it was a very sort of scrappy piece of play, but in the end it's not a terrible finish from Kerr.
And then a Stonewall penalty to wrap it up. And
Yeah.
Malamed got his double.
Yeah, and Motherwell's defence had a nightmare of a day and a nightmare of a few seconds as well, defending before that penalty. I think there's about 3 or 4 players in and around that sort of area, and none of them actually make an attempt for the ball and just end up clattering into the guy. Now, I think there's no arguments ever had by any of the Motherwell players really.
It was not great.
Not very good at all. But as I said, you said it was a crucial game for the relegation battle. I said it's a crucial game for the top 6 battle, because that puts St Johnstone only 2 points behind St Mirren in 6th place.
Well, yeah, for St Johnstone it's a crucial game for that. For Motherwell, it's another one they could end up, especially if they keep on a relatively poor run of form at the moment, they could end up sort of being a bit regretful about this one.
They're still 4 points ahead of Kelly with a game in hand, to be fair. So
true, but Kelly are really good. So
yeah, that is the last game pre-split though, Kilmarnock versus Motherwell. So that could, if Motherwell do keep losing, that could be a big 6-pointer.
We have a convincing scoreline for the Rangers winning 4-1 at home to Dundee United. Roster was again at the match in his bedroom.
Yep, I was at the match in my bedroom watching the game. It was actually quite an entertaining game. Dundee United started off extremely well for the first 20-25 minutes. They were all over Rangers. Rangers had no reply. And then Shankland had a very good chance, which McGregor makes quite a good save for.
I think his touch just was a wee bit too much. Let McGregor get out to it.
Yeah. Then I believe... Dundee United had another chance when Nicky Clark plays a ball through, but it was just a tad too heavy. Or I don't want to butcher his name, so
Which player is it, Joe?
Apera.
Louis Apper.
Yeah.
If I've said it wrong, Louis. I know you're an avid viewer.
Listener. Yeah, from all accounts, and my accounts are your accounts, so from all accounts, Dundee United started the well. Yep.
Quite game.
Dundee United started the game fairly well, fairly strongly, and just they maybe could have went 1 or 2-0 up, had they taken their chances maybe a bit better, or been luckier, I guess, or not be facing as you've quoted, world class goalkeeper Alan McGregor.
I don't think there's any denying that he is by far the best goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. You sound really enthusiastic about that.
Well, it's just the same as someone who's been so disgraced as the best goalkeeper in the league, though. You know.
Normally, when he makes the most saves, he normally becomes the best. That's normally and concedes the least.
He's ignored the fact that you said he was disgraced.
We're not
You
gonna
know who
look
else
at
is
it as-
disgraced?
We're going to look into the future.
No. You know who else is disgraced?
Former
Billy
referee.
Kirkpatrick,
Billy Kirkpatrick.
former referee. And he's gonna tell us about how Rangers opened the scoring.
Yes, I am. Yes, because I watched the game. It was a cracking game, and the goal was scored by Hadji. And you know,
I've dropped him right in it, haven't
It was a
I?
great finish, wasn't it, Bill?
it was
Top
great.
corner.
No, it wasn't.
be
top
fair-
corner, it was just it was
To
in
be
the
fair,
goal.
a minute ago, I almost called him Lionel Hadji, and that is not his name.
It may as well be.
That is what I wrote down.
Okay.
Would you say it was Aribo's goal, or would you say it's Hadji's goal?
Well, I have to say that it has been given to Hadji, so I think we have to give it to Hadji.
Like I discussed this earlier, Billy. Like I said, it was one of these goals that was deflected in by their own players again.
Yeah, well, obviously
Happened a
given
few
as
times
Hadji's
this season.
goal, so it was quite clearly Hadji's goal.
Yes.
He meant it.
I think that set the tone for the game. You know, Rangers with that fantastic finish into the goal.
Well, it was.
And
It's in the back of the net.
It went into the net. It's a great goal. That's all you need to
That's
say.
a good goal. Yeah.
It was 3 minutes later. Big baldy sauce. Ryan Kent scored the second.
Is that another deflection?
Another
This
class
is
deflection. Another class
of
goal.
this week, man.
No, they all count.
Wait, do they?
Just after half time, what a finish by Joe Aribo.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Ryan Kent.
I was thinking we're talking about the Morelos goal because that's some finish as well.
Joe Aribo, what a goal. I don't know if
This
you guys
was a
seen
good
it, but it
goal
was
into the-
bullet.
Top
No,
corner.
actually, I'll give him that one. It was a good goal.
And now we need
But-
to talk about the goal of the week.
Goal of the week, Alfredo Morelos. Well done. I'll buy you a trophy and I'll send it to your house in a suspicious-looking package, so you probably won't ever get it. But congratulations, goal of the week from the Five Side Podcast.
I've got to say, it looked like it was good defending at first. You know, he gets the ball and he knocks it back to his goalie. And then the goal just
try to chip him.
the
goalie
chip over Morelos.
The goalie is aimed at Morelos.
He has. The only, I don't understand what the goalie tried to do. It's not like Morelos is in his clear path up the park. Morelos is 45 degrees to his right, and that's where he's aimed. Apparently, I don't know.
He could have probably. He literally had so much room to just play it to the other side.
Yeah,
But nah, just pick off Morelos.
it's a good fun, isn't it?
It was good to see Morelos' traditional celebration after scoring that world.
Right. Eating his burger.
Eating his burger.
Nom, nom, nom.
Or the love heart is.
Oh.
It's normally
Mate,
known
if that's a love heart, you better check your shapes.
I did, however, write down it's the first open net I've ever seen Morelos score. So there's that, at least.
Yes. Well done, Morelos. Now we're done talking about Morelos' world-class goal of the week. Dundee United got themselves a goal, ruined Rangers' weekend by denying them a clean sheet.
I think you missed a part out where Rangers had the chance to make it 5. From the spot.
Because that didn't happen. No, it didn't happen because we don't want to embarrass Borna Barisic too much.
And Borna Barisic not as good as Tavernier at penalties, it seems.
Well, they do call him Borna Barisic, not Borna Baragol. So
They do.
I have no idea why he's hit every penalty he's ever hit for Rangers. He's hit in the exact same
You know, if it's worked for him before, it's going to work again. Honestly, that's how it works.
It was a Stonewall penalty. I don't.
Oh, yeah,
opinions.
yeah, I got to
Absolutely
agree it is a
nonsense.
Stonewall penalty.
Nonsense. I've got it written down here. Dodgy pen bracket again. That's all I've got.
Is that right, Matt?
Is that right,
Matt
Busby?
Busby?
I've seen it from one angle. And
Oh
it
no,
looked like a dive.
no, Craig. No, we agreed we weren't going to call him that, and you've ruined the whole podcast. It's going to have to be deleted now.
Well, we'll leave Matt. Come up with something clever. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say.
Let's just not try and come up with anything clever, and let's talk about Dundee United's goal.
Good finish.
So out of the 5 goals scored, three were really good finishes, with Morelos, Aribo, and McNulty.
And Hadji's a really good finish as well.
Billy's
True.
testament to that.
So was Kent. So all 5 goals were really good goals.
They were.
Is what we can establish.
But that brings Rangers now 3 games away from
And-
securing 55.
Yep.
I wonder what happens in 3 games' time. Oh, we
So
look at that.
congratulations. We go on to our next game. Congratulations, Rangers, on the title. You have successfully won your first ever major trophy. Well done.
From the other 54.
And congratulations to Ross County on relegating Kilmarnock. Ross County 1, Celtic 0.
Was this the only game that handed Rangers a title? Is this the end for you, Fair? Because this is the final chance.
This is the only game that's handed them the title. This is it.
Oh, it was close
okay.
until then, to be fair. Could have gone
was.
either way.
It was really close until then. Anyway, Ross County, best team I've ever seen play in the SPFL. Wow.
Got to say that Christie, some player.
He is some player, actually. When we were talking about Morelos before, I was going to say that is been idolised by Ryan Christie and missing open nets from less than 6 yards.
Is that ball landed yet, do you think?
I don't think so.
It's probably
But he is an Inverness boy, so it probably is. He probably was aiming for like an old enemy's garden or something.
Just to confirm, it has landed. I seen it land on my way to work this morning. Just in case.
Is that right, Buzz? Did you see it in the moon?
I did see it on the moon. That's where I got my internet from.
Ryan Christie
I
now
thought
5.4% conversion rate, which is utterly clinical.
That
Merits
is
a big
clinical.
move.
See, nah. I was going to say to be fair, but there's nothing to be fair. There's no defending him. It needs to be just dropped, and I don't know whether it's why Neil Lennon keeps playing him, because I like. Yeah, he got dropped for a bit, and then he came back in and he scored a really good goal, and then he scored another really good goal, and you're like, oh, okay, fair enough. And then he keeps playing him, and he keeps hitting shots that go this way, that way, over the bar, roll to the goalkeeper, just roll wide, and he's just,
I think Christie is
he's
a clear example of that something in the coaching is wrong at Celtic right now, because he was probably one of, if not the best player in the league last season.
Don't get me fucking started.
And
Honestly,
now
don't get me started on Ryan Christie.
back.
There was a point in the first half, actually. The ball bounces in front of him. He takes a touch, and you're like, oh, he's going to hit a nice shot here. And he just like drags the shot wide. He's standing in the middle, about 20 yards out in the middle of the box, sort of like 20 yards out. The goalkeeper's there, and he just shanks it wide, low, like daisy cutter thing as well. I don't understand him.
This is it. Tactically, Lennon has told him, anytime you get the ball within 40 yards, you have a go.
You say that was confirmed earlier on in the season when Ryan Christie said, "Oh, the gaffer said to me like, oh, you're quite good at shooting, just like shoot on sight." Pretty much was what Ryan Christie said has been told to do.
Oh, it's working for him.
Please fucking stop! Stop it! Please just stop it! It's not working. You haven't scored a goal from outside the box in about 8 years. Stop!
I can't hate the man too much because he did score the goal against the Serbians.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, like of recent years, Ryan Christie has been one of my favourite players in the team, and I won't forget like the massive goals he's scored for us. Oh fuck! But at the moment, get to fuck, please. You wee chooked or fuck. Get so far to fuck. Like honestly, stop playing football because you're shit.
Well, you will be glad to know that one of the teams he is linked with and moving this summer is Burnley, so you might get to continue watching him with your English team.
God. Yeah. I'd just like to talk about Neil Lennon, because after the match, Neil Lennon seemed to. Someone must have told him a joke before his post-match interview because he found something incredibly funny, and he came out and did his interview, and the first thing he did was he walked out, just walked up to the microphone, and he's just laughing with a big stupid grin on his face. It's like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Because your team's just been embarrassed by the team that were bottom of the league before the game started.
A team that I've always
And
been a fan
walking
of.
out. Yeah,
Glad
Matt
to
has
make that
always been a
clear,
massive Ross County fan, and you're laughing. You're fucking laughing.
I believe Ross County are, well, they've beat Celtic twice this season. I think they're one of the first bottom half teams to beat Celtic twice in a season in quite a few years now.
Christ, there was a stat about Ross County like hadn't beat Celtic in the league for ages or whatever until last night, essentially, which is embarrassing again.
I think it's the second time in history that that Ross County has beaten Celtic at home. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's what Sky Sports said.
That was something along those lines, is what I heard as well.
Your last stat was spot on, Drew, so we'll assume that one's right as well.
Well, he was hitting me with stats before we came on that were also spot on.
He doesn't love his stats, does Statman Drew?
I'm a stat man. Skibidi-doo.
Liam, get him out. Before
No, the failings are obvious and clear at Celtic. There was a thread was posted on Twitter about where it went wrong for this season, and they start us all the way back in August, and it's like the one each draw with Kelly, and you're like, fair enough, yeah, no, these things happen. It was a bit of a frustrating result, but not anything that hasn't happened before. And then it goes on, it's like they lost to Ferencváros. That doesn't feel like it was this season anymore. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
That feels like years ago when I'm thinking about it, and it's just...
I think...
Just thinking about all the times that we had that we could have changed it, and all the times we didn't change it.
I think the main stat that sticks out for me in that thread was the fact that from 27th September to the 10th of February, Celtic didn't beat a team in the top half of the table.
Yeah.
That is just crazy.
Tragic.
It's also remarkable.
I don't think it matters whether that's like top six at when the time they played them or top six now. Either way, it's embarrassingly terrible. I mean, look at some of the results we had against top six teams. Drawn with Hibs every time we tried. The 3 each away draw to Aberdeen.
That was a good one, to be fair.
And Hibs and Aberdeen are barely with it, are like barely anywhere near Celtic in the table as well.
You say barely anywhere near; they're not that far behind.
I know, but in the grand scheme of things, they're miles behind. Okay.
What I was going to say, it's remarkable that Celtic could beat their 17, 18, 18, 19 points tally with 8 games to go. Shows you that although it's a bad season from Celtic, it just shows you the improvements Rangers have made.
I think, yeah, slightly, but I also think it kind of backs up my point that Scottish football maybe is starting to regress again, even like because it looked so much like it could have been on the rise a few seasons ago. Not that I'm disputing your point. Like, yeah, Rangers have actually, they've done really quite well over the last couple of seasons to boost their squad and actually form something, while Celtic has just been coasting and like just watching the shit show sort of like escalate.
Well, moving on from, did we even discuss this, the Ross County goal?
Well,
Did
see,
you
no, I was trying to
want to
avoid us
discuss?
discussing it.
Well, it was it's a good free kick, Ross.
It was. I was listening to another podcast, a Celtic podcast, last night before I went to my bed, and they were talking about the game, and they said that as soon as that free kick's given away, it was just sort of like a sense of inevitability of like something bad's going to happen here, and you just know it because we can't defend set pieces. Neil Lennon apparently doesn't know how to stop us from conceding from crosses. Well, why the fuck? And then he's banging on about how he's the man for the rebuild. But yeah, this, as soon as they got the free kick, I was like, oh no, just please defend it well. And immediately there's a man lost at the back, like in the back post area of the box by none other than Uruguayan sensation Diego Laxalt, who just kind of forgets that he's defending.
He's really been a sensation since he's been signed, hasn't he?
Not to be, as previously stated, stat man, but Celtic have conceded 43% of their goals this season from set plays, which is mental.
Thank you, Statman. Yeah, it's not good enough. And then you've got your manager saying that he doesn't know how to stop it. What? It was, I think, White was the tallest player on the pitch at the point the goal happened, and it was marked by probably one of the shortest players on the pitch.
Yeah, probably. And
who then lost him, and the second man who didn't have a man from the way I looked at it.
No,
also not the tallest guy in the world, who just he actually turns round. This is Scott Brown I'm talking about, by the way. He actually turns round, looks to where the man's running from, goes, oh, he's not marked by anyone, points at him, and then just kind of stands there in his signature Scott Brown hardman stance as he jumps over him and heads it into the back of the net.
He might not be a good footballer, but at least when he gets tackled, he stands back up and laughs in people's faces. Got to look at the good thing.
True. Sometimes that's fine, but when you are playing absolutely dog shit, it doesn't cut it for me. But nonetheless, I think, Neil Lennon came out after the game and said that Celtic dominated and should have won, and he doesn't know how they didn't win. Where?
What? See, Neil, if you're listening, Neil, Ross County scored more goals than you. That's how you didn't win. Just an FYI.
I'll email him. And maybe Celtic wasted chances and wasted possession, and it's like we were talking about possession earlier. You can have loads of possession, you can dominate on possession, but at the end of the day, if you waste your chances or don't create chances, you're not going to score a fucking goal and you're not going to win.
True.
Normally how it works.
Well,
and it like that. This honestly, we could do like an hour and a half long podcast just of breaking down the shambles that is Celtic Football Club at the moment. Just like Billy could do a 4-hour podcast on Kelly.
And that's only part one.
And the SFA. Kelly and
the SFA. Oh, don't get started on the SFA.
Ooh, rumble.
This week in SFA banter news, they sent a referee squad, was it, to Greece?
They did, yes.
To referee one of their biggest league games.
Yep.
The squad, since returning, of all of them been told they have to self-isolate?
Yes,
So every single one of these referees that has went over to Greece, which has been sanctioned by the SFA, have returned and had to self-isolate. One of those referees was meant to be refereeing last night and had to be replaced because he is self-isolating. One of those referees was not self-isolating when he was refereeing Hibernian 2, Hamilton 0. Where? Why? How?
So the official line is that the head of referees was unaware of the difference in protocols between the Scottish FA's protocol, the Scottish Government's protocol, and the UEFA protocol. That's what led to the assistant officiating in the game on Saturday And there has since been an investigation launched and an apology issued to both Hibernian and Hamilton. And in line with the quarantine, the close contact rules, the other two parties, the person that has tested positive is currently self-isolating, and the other contact is also self-isolating correctly, and therefore did not take his appointment yesterday.
What an absolute
just funny, isn't it?
What an absolute shit show.
That did bring us on to the Hibs Hamilton game, though, where I believe Billy did want to talk about the red card.
Yes.
Yes, Hamilton having Hamilton sent off.
Yes, so Hamilton having
12 minutes
Hamilton
into the
sent
game.
off in Hibs and Edinburgh.
In Hibs?
Edit that out.
Leaf.
So we talked about the games going soft. 40 years ago, we'd be applauding that challenge, and Hamilton have since appealed it. Will they be successful? I would say not. It's one of the challenges that's subjective. Therefore, had the referee issued a yellow card, you'd have supported it, but he's issued a red, and yeah, you'd support it. But I think this just goes to show the way the modern game's going. That a strong challenge, we call it a strong challenge, even if you are getting the ball, is now frowned upon. And I think it could set a very dangerous precedent of, subjectiveness. What I think is dangerous, somebody else could have a completely differing view. To me, I think that's a dangerous slope to go down.
I just think it's not a red for me. I know you're saying it's subjective, but I just think that the referee looks at Boyle rolling about and thinks, "Oh, I need to give something here."
I don't think the referee's given it. That's my gut feeling, but that's just.
Who do you think's giving it?
I think it's the assistant.
Is that the assistant that should have been there?
It may be, yes.
Well,
that's a good one to be fair.
I'll laugh at this point.
I don't think it all that mattered, because I kind of thought that Hibs would have won that game anyway, because I'm not Hamilton's biggest fan, as I've said before.
To be fair to Hamilton, before the red card, they did have a few chances. They actually look like the better team, in my opinion. They're knocking the ball about a wee bit.
I thought they were playing quite well.
Yeah,
Craig's just bitter because he predicted a draw.
I did predict a draw, but it's fine. We roll with it.
And talk about predictions.
That does move on to the predictions.
We will talk about our predictions and the points. Heading up, we had a joint last place. I think this is probably the best we've performed, overall.
I think this is the first week since we've done it where it's been a full card.
True, but this is sort of the best we've performed. So Matt and Craig, 9 points, each
It's not very
getting
good.
a correct score.
It's not the
Correct score and
best.
2 correct results.
I really expected a Europa League hangover from Rangers, and it
Yep.
looked like it at
How the
first.
fuck did I get 9?
Yep,
9's generous.
That really is.
and just ahead of them, Billy, with his one correct score and his 3 correct results,
Thank you.
11 points.
Thank you.
And myself and the main man, Jimmy, on 14 points. After that, Drew with his 2 correct scores and 2 correct results, and me with my 7 correct results.
He did the best in
An
the results.
impressive showing.
So, sorry. So,
That's true.
so 14 out of 55 is what we're now considering a good week.
Yes.
Look, Matt,
You're
look,
9,
No,
yeah.
but I mean, in
Christ.
overall, it's probably the best we've all performed overall.
God, we're so
I know
bad
that
at this.
we did get some predictions in, and they were from Andrew, Jonathan, David, Ewan, and Callum. And Jonathan shocking us all because, well, we just didn't expect this.
He's a brain
With
of a cat.
19 points.
I mean, in fairness,
It's still
we've always applauded Baines for his football knowledge.
we have.
Well done. Well done.
It obviously runs in the
you did
family.
not get a
It runs
trophy.
in the family.
One time.
Runs in the family. as does the receding hairlines.
To clarify for that one, he is Ross McCrory and Rob McCrory's cousin.
Don't know if you can out him like that.
Yeah. Might have to edit that out. Anyway, well done. Everyone else did wank.
Callum
we'll talk about...
especially.
Just you shut up a minute. We'll talk about the leaderboard. We'll leave Callum alone, okay? He's a Kelly fan. He doesn't need bullied anymore. Okay?
Anyway.
The leaderboard, still in last place after chatting shit about how he's going to win and everything. Mr. Jur with 30 points.
Yeah,
One point ahead of him, Craig, after a couple of fairly meh weeks. Just ahead of him, myself and Matt on 33. And Billy is raced into first place, 4 points ahead on 37. Now, considering we've done, five sets of predictions, to only be on 37 points is the
So
highest.
just to note, if you submit your predictions this week, you genuinely could go ahead of us all on 1 week's predictions. I'd be impressed.
Not with
not
with the midweek.
There's only 3 midweek
Oh,
games.
yeah, that's true. Well, by the end of the week,
as there is only 3 games on midweek, and we will do our predictions for these. I'm very confused about the names that I'm looking at here, but we'll roll with it. So, in the Premiership, I'm going to read them out as they're typed in. In the Premiership, we have St Mirren versus Maw One Well.
It's not unwell.
Maw Unwell, okay. St Mirren v Maw Unwell. Right, come on, let's get this done, okay. Maw Unwell. Craig, what's your prediction?
Well, I really think Maw and Will aren't very good, so I'm going to go for... Or they're in a poor enough form, sorry. So I'm going to go for 2-0 St Mirren.
King Billy.
Well, I think Maw and Will are not doing too well, so 3-1 St Mirren.
Jur.
I think it's going to be 1-1. I think Martin will find a way.
And Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
Buzz?
Oh no, don't tell me we've lost him. We're too late in.
Buzz?
Should we go to plan B?
Yep, 5 minutes later. And myself, I'm apparently called Iceberg now. Maw and Will are going to not bounce back and 1-0 St Mirren. Did anyone remember their predictions? Because no one's written them
I
down.
said 2-0.
I said 3-1, I think.
Well, we said 3-1 now.
Craig, if you could note them in. Our next game, so there's only one Premiership game. The next game is in the Championship, and it is between Bumdee and Ayr. Craig.
I'm going to have to go with an Ayr victory here. I'm not the biggest fan of Bumdee myself, so I'll go for 2-0 Ayr.
Thank you. King Billy.
3-1 Dundee.
So if you'd just like to note down King Billy's 3-1 Inverness as well, as that seems to be the trend. Jim Jur.
I'm going to say Dundee 4, Celtic.
Dundee.
I'd say you should wear your glasses more often.
Don't make fun of them if I do.
Oh,
there we go. There's
He's
5
back.
minutes
He's
later.
back.
I'm here. Did I miss any predictions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. We'll come back to you in a minute.
Oh no! Please come quickly.
So-
Go quickly.
No. Okay. St Mirren, Maw Unwell.
I said 1 each.
1-8.
One each.
Yeah, we'll note
Okay,
that down.
We didn't get that. And Dundee No, Bumdee Air. Sorry.
2-0 Bumdee.
Thank you.
Just to clarify, I don't know where Jer was changing his
Yeah, it was 4-0, I
prediction.
said.
4-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 2-1 Bumdee. And the final game, Inverness v same old Alloa. Always cheating. Craig.
You know, I actually think Alloa might get a result from this one, or same old Alloa.
Christ.
I really need them not to, so I'm going to predict them not to. I'm going to predict 2-0 Inverness.
Well, Craig's going for the all 2-0s. Well done. King Billy, 3-1.
No, I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Wow, shock. Jure.
Inverness 2, Alloa 1.
Dos Uno. And
I'm
Matt.
going to go with a 1-0 Alloa win. It's time. They're going to come roaring back.
And I'm going to go 2-0 Inverness as well. So that has all the midweek games. Actually, we will be recording after Rangers European game
Will be,
this week,
I believe.
so we could add that to our predictions
We
for
could.
this week if you want to.
We could indeed.
And we can discuss that on Thursday evening as well. So, are the Rangers home?
Yep, they are, yep.
Rangers at home against Royal Antwerp. I'll go to Matt for his prediction.
Yeah, I think definitely 3-1 Rangers. Definitely.
Okay. Jure.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Rangers.
Billy.
3-2 Rangers.
Craig.
I'm going to go 2-0 Rangers.
Wait, is that
I'm
another
gonna
2-0
go-
from Craig?
Yes.
Say why doesn't like 2-0s.
I'm going to go. What was the last result? 4-3.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm feeling it might. I don't know. I'm gonna go for the upset, and I'm gonna go for. I don't know.
7-2 Antwerp.
7-2 Antwerp. Nah. 3-1 Antwerp.
Da-da-da.
That's the wrong. Yep, that's it, Craig.
Um,
And on that underwhelming predictions with only 4 games, was 3 until I remembered Rangers are playing. I think it's time to bid everyone a farewell, and we'll start with Matt again.
Yep. I think this time was more successful than last week. I've made it to the end, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come. And yeah, hashtag save the 10.
can you touch them with there, Matt, maybe? Just to make
I'm
sure.
touching all the wood.
He's been touching all the wood all night.
I know what
Craig.
we've been touching.
Goodbye.
Billy,
Goodbye. If you'd like to donate to the Matthew Thompson Internet Fund, please give us a message.
You've just
/new laptop
He's just
fund.
doxed me on air.
and Mr. Entertainment, Jimmy, Ross, Jure, James, whatever you want to be called.
Thanks to all the listeners. Much appreciated.
And from myself, congratulations, Rangers, on your first ever title. Good night, goodbye, God bless.